not sure if Jillian coincidentally bumped into Erika and Joshua or if they were introduced. What I do know is that Jillian had a friend, and the friend's grandparents were renting a home to Erika in Michigan. Erika struck up what I view as a very odd relationship with the 15-year-old girl named Jillian.
So I can help clarify. I can build on that. Like I said, I spoke with Jillian, and that information, part of that information is very accurate. And somehow, and Jillian does not recall how this transpired, somehow during this rent arrangement, Erika and her exchange numbers. Okay. So what happens next is they begin messaging each other, a texting relationship to reinforce the fact that this girl, Jillian, is 15 years old and Erika is 25. It's worth mentioning that Erika is also working with sex trafficking charities. This is that year where she says that she got involved with a sex trafficking charity over in China. I'll have more for you on that next week. But
the morning of March 26, 2014, Jillian tweeted, "I just want to be somebody's woman crush Wednesday. Is that too much to ask?" That evening, she then tweets, "Thank you at Erika Francvi for making my whole week." And she shares this photo, and the photo is of a gnome, and it says, "I want to be inside your lady garden." Gnome saying. A few days later, on April 5th, 2014, Jillian posted this tweet, "Getting this in the mail from Erika Francvi." And in the photo is a red box of chocolate-covered strawberries.
So this is what has to be talked about. After watching Candace's show, shout out to Candace, because a lot of the things that she talks about adds to what I'm already thinking. So it's kind of like confirmation bias. You think something and then she says it and you like, you know what? I was right. So shout out to Candace. This is the thing that I want to break down today, because we all heard about shout out to Nisi. I got her. Damn, I should have put her name in the description. I'm gonna do that when I get a second. But Candace and Nisi uncovered something that I didn't necessarily think about fully, and that is Erika, to a certain degree, is possibly a person that has a responsibility, whether directly or indirectly, of being the person that is pushing young women into the modeling agency type of world, into the modeling world. See, the thing about it is a lot of people don't realize that Jeffrey Epstein, his number one job, he worked for like a bank, but the number one thing that he's famous for is getting women into either acting or modeling. And if you think about Donald Trump, what was his main job before he became president? Somewhat the same thing, getting women into acting and modeling. Donald Trump was not a political figure. He was literally in the modeling agencies. And that is one of the main focal points of, or the main, I would say, conduits to trafficking, or I would say adjacent to that, because you get women who are beautiful. That's the first thing. You want beautiful women. And then you turn around and get them into this agency, and then you start taking advantage of the young women. And what is Erika doing in this one situation? Because I don't know if she's doing it on a normal basis, but it seems like that is her DNA. That is what she's so used to doing. So it puts her in a situation where it's just second nature for her to do this. So as we keep going, I want y'all to pay attention to the result of this. Why is she flirting with this young girl? Why? I always focus on a why. Why is Erika Kirk flirting with this young girl? Because the first thing I thought of is PDF file, she's gay. And I'm like, damn, now Erika Kirk is gay now? No, she's not gay. She's not a PDF file. I don't think she is. She works with or for, I'm not going to say for, because she's the CEO of Turning Point USA. So there's no reason for her to work for somebody. But the way this world works, whether it's the acting world, the music world, or the political world, people do favors for other people. So this is a favor doing industry. I scratch your back and you scratch mine. So if I send you a victim, you may do something for me. So this is, to a certain degree, using potential young victims in order to maintain or to garner a favor to somebody that is high up somewhere, whether it's Trump, whether it's somebody from the Epstein world or whatever. So I'm going to keep playing this, and I want y'all to pay attention to the fact or the assumption that Erika Kirk may be doing all of this in order to garner something positive from somebody in the upper world that may need, like she may need from that person later on. It's kind of like, yo, I'm gonna send you a person, and then you like, yo, thank you for this. I got you next time. And then when they have something going on, they'll look out for you because you looked out for them. So let's keep going. This is absolutely crazy when you look at it from this angle. This is not just a woman flirting with a young girl. This is garnering favors for another bigger entity where you can get something out of it later, because that's what this industry is about.
And other chocolate desserts. On June 7th, 2014, Jillian shared this tweet. "This has to be the most heartfelt compliment I've ever gotten." And she attached a screenshot of her conversation with Erika. So Jillian says, "Thank you." Erika says, "You have the most stunning features." Jillian says, "Best compliment ever." Erika says, "Your eyes, your lips, your skin, you're absolutely beautiful." Jillian responds with the crying emoji, "You're making me cry."
So think about that. Your lips, your skin, your face is absolutely beautiful. Why is she saying that? She's either attracted to her or she has an alternate plan. She's setting her up for a modeling gig. She's setting her up for an agency that may have hit her up and said, hey, if you know any young girls, any tadpoles, send her to me because we're running out of a flock, right? So this whole situation is not flirting. It's grooming. This is bad. This is really bad. She's setting young girls up for the okie doke.
Wants a 15-year-old to feel sexy. This particular 15-year-old at this time, what we know based off of Jillian's tweets is that she doesn't have a father in her life. Okay. She tweeted this in June of 2000.
She doesn't have a father in her life. She doesn't have a father in her life. See, this is scouting. See, like in the NFL, as an example, NFL scouts, they check out people that aren't necessarily in the NFL who may, be something in the future if they get in the right environment, right? So you always keep your eye out to somebody that possibly can work in this environment, right? So you scout people. Every NFL team has a scouting department where they just watch tape. They watch they watch non-NFL players, in college, or people in the UFL league. I forgot that alternate NFL league. So they scout people for possible talent. So Candace is actually showing that Erika Kirk may be a scout for somebody, for some entity who I don't know, but this is bad.
2014, I haven't seen my dad over 2 years. The reason why I want to point that out.
And part of the scouting is women who don't have their father in their lives.
is because Charlie Kirk and I did a lot on the road discussing father absence and how these teenagers and children are instantly more vulnerable to tons of things, getting involved in the wrong networks, criminal activity. You need a father in the home. So I just find it interesting that it's a good fact to know about this girl at this time. Maybe her father's in her life since, I don't know. So what exactly was her stated goal? Well, I can at least tell you what that last weird text exchange was about, the one where Erika tells her not to drink and to suck her stomach in tonight, wherever they're going tonight. People assume that they had gone somewhere together, but no, that exchange is actually in reference to Erika then having sent this 15-year-old to have photos taken, She sent this.
Oh, that's it. That's it right there. Shout out to Candace, because she knew more about this situation than I did, because she actually reached out to the girl. Photos taken. She's mainly flirting with this young girl in order to send her over to somebody that needs young girls, not to photograph, but to do something else with. Because think about this. Erika is in what industry? She's in the evangelistic / political industry. Why would she send a young girl or anybody to go take photographs when she's in the evangelistic political space? If she was trying to get somebody to do something, it would be like, hey, come to my church, or come to this church, or you'll be a great something, right? For the political world. Why would she send somebody to go take photographs? Because virtually everything that we think Erika is doing, most likely she's doing. And from day one, since she was 17, she was in some type of situation or working with some type of people, because I don't want to get sued. She was working with PDF files, known PDF files, charged PDF files when she was 17 with her mom. But guess what? She's touring with known PDF files now. So when you look at the pattern is the same as when she was 17 years old with the orphans. So check this out.
I'm very coachable, I'm very trainable, and I'm the type of person that I don't need all the time in the world to get ready. If you say you got to be on a plane.
So right here, she says, I'm very coachable, I'm very this, I'm very that. And that was who she was at first. And now watch what she is now.
Something very unique to offer this whole experience in general. Like I said, I'm very coachable, I'm very trainable, and I'm the type of person that I don't need all the time in the world to get ready. If you say you got to be on a plane in a half hour and you have to pack your stuff and go, I'm on it. I'm kind of like a gypsy. I don't mind living out of a suitcase. I'm used to it, and that's something that I'm okay with. So
listen to her. And I'm setting something up. She's like, I'm like a gypsy. I don't care. I'll move here. I move there. And she has. She's lived in China. She lived in Michigan. She lived all these different places. She literally lives like a gypsy. But why? See, for the last 10 years, Erika has been flopping around trying to be an actress, running an orphanage, be a model, in real estate, in the clothing business. Right there, right here, she's trying to be in a clothing business. She's a video girl. She's a military instructor of some sort, and she's in politics. Well, all of this time, she has a mother that she's very close to that is entrenched in military defense systems. We all know that. Her mother. She works for Raytheon. So if you're so familiar with what your mother is knee deep in, why don't you just do that? Does anybody want to know or want to share why you think Erika Kirk doesn't just go and do what her mother does? Because I'm sure her mother makes a lot of money with a company that she owns Why doesn't she just go work for her mother? Why is she just out here like a gypsy? Her words, not mine. I live out of my suitcase. I'll do anything for you. Why does she want to do anything for random ass people instead of just working for her mom? Does anybody want to guess? Because there's something. I'll give y'all a second. Why does she not just want to go work for her mom instead of just trying to just be all over the place? Because I think she aspires to be a female Epstein. See, Epstein, according to everything I've learned, was kind of slow. Epstein was pushed in the environment he's in because he had something that a lot of other guys didn't have. He was a social butterfly. He knew a lot of people. He wanted to be in everybody's face. And for whatever reason, he was popular. Because sometimes the pookie, the dumb dude, is the one that gets all the women, right? And you can't really explain it. So Epstein wasn't the most intelligent person. Erika isn't the most intelligent person. But she's this social butterfly. So because of that, just like not Epstein, they did with Epstein, they pushed Epstein to be out with everybody else instead of sitting behind a desk because they seen something in Epstein that can actually be more favorable out in the field versus behind a desk, being some type of executive. So I want y'all to think about this. I think Erika Kirk's mother sees the same thing in her daughter as they seen in Epstein. She can possibly be this goofy, dim-witted, airheaded spy because she's pretty, she has long hair. So let's put her out in the field and let her just flounder all over the place. Because at some point, somebody's stupid enough to let this pretty ass woman in. And next thing you know, once she's in, they are now in also. So I think she's marketing herself, or her mother is marketing her to be a female Epstein. Look at what this woman accomplished in less than 5 years. She was floundering around, just flopping around everywhere, just doing all kinds of whatever. But now, this is where she is now in 5 years because she got pushed into certain industries. She got pushed into certain people's faces. She got pushed in Charlie Kirk's face. All of this was purposed.
Traveling, I love it. I'm all for it. I'm up for anything. I want to learn. I want to be able to.
You see, I do this, I do whatever. Why are you somebody that is so like your mother will give you whatever it is you need, and you're so like, I'm sure she's diligent because you can tell like she's ambitious. Why don't you just go work for your mother? Because your mother wants you out in the field because she needs you to be a spy.
Use this opportunity and harness all the things that I can learn from it and be able to just inspire people. Like how cool of a chance it is to be able to work with Diane and her.
The Erika Kirk rabbit hole never ends. She has now began her speaking tour called Make Heaven Crowded with Pastor Greg Laurie, who is head of the Harvest Christian Fellowship Church. And Greg Laurie got hit with serious allegations and lawsuits, allegedly, including claims from survivors. And guess where? Romania. Multiple lawsuits have been filed against Greg Laurie, as well as the church by nearly 20 survivors. So yeah, this is who Erika is platforming.
Around and travel, and we don't.
So right there, she's now working with, somebody said, make the island crowded again. Yo, y'all are hilarious. Make Epstein Island crowded again. Exactly. So the thing about it is she's touring. Like every single human that has worked with Erika Kirk has been around Erika Kirk, including the men she dated, you know, the dude with the pizza tattoo. Virtually every man that she has around her and has had around her, I don't know, except for Charlie Kirk, I don't know, is in the PDF file behavior. She's touring with a guy that is a known PDF file. Why? Why? Because this is what her goal is. She's trying to make not heaven crowded. She's trying to make the narrative of PDF file behavior normalized. One of her goals that it seems like she's doing is she's trying to make PDF file behavior normalized.
And Greg Laurie got hit with serious allegations and lawsuits, allegedly, including claims from survivors. And guess where? Romania. Multiple lawsuits have been filed against Greg Laurie.
She probably knew Greg Laurie when she was in Romania. Why is she dealing with and touring with somebody that has the same issues in Romania that she had in Romania? Because they probably was working together in Romania back then.
As well as the church by nearly 20 survivors. So yeah, this is who Erika is platforming.
Around and travel, and we don't need sleep. I don't need sleep. I drink coffee. I drink like 8 cups of coffee a day.
Dragon Komodo.
Listen.
Yeah, I drink Komodo Dragon
You
coffee.
sound like that guy, Charlie, or what's his name? You sound like that guy, Charlie, or what's his name?
See how everything is a setup? You sound like that guy, Charlie. What's his name? And next thing you know, she turns around and is married to that guy, Charlie. And every guy that we know that she has dated, they were like ball players, bad boys, which is cool. But every guy that we've seen that she dated was literally the opposite of Charlie Kirk. Why would you go from an NBA player, tall, you know, like she likes tall dudes apparently, but an NBA player type of guy to a dork like Charlie? I'm sorry, Charlie was a dork because she's a grifter, because she sees Turning Point USA. So she didn't look at Charlie Kirk. She looked at Turning Point USA. And then altogether, she knew Tyler Boyer. She's known Tyler Boyer for probably 7 to 10 years. And Tyler Boyer was working with Charlie Kirk. So on the outside, she don't know who this Charlie Kirk guy is. She's like, you sound like that guy, Charlie. But next thing you know, Tyler Boyer was like, yo, his company is going to the moon. You might want to start working with him. Actually, you might want to start sleeping with him. I'm sure nobody knew they were going to get married, but you might want to start sleeping with him, because she went from one NBA guy to that guy I just showed y'all within like a couple months, because she was with the NBA guy, I forgot his name, in Michigan. And then she moved, I think, to LA, I think, to be with this guy within a month or two. So she's going from guy to guy to guy to see what she can work out. Because the NBA guy, he actually got benched and stopped. I think he got cut from his NBA career, or he didn't get traded, he got cut. So she just left him and went to the next guy. But Tyler Boyer was like, yo, forget these NBA guys. because Erika Kirk can't get the starter. She can get one of the bench riders in the NBA. Forget them. They keep getting cut. I'm telling you now, Erika, get with this guy, Charlie Kirk. The Charlie guy, the dorky guy, yes, he's going through the moon. I work there. I can see what's going on. And she's like, the guy that keeps arguing with people, arguing with students all day, that dork? Yes, that dork. Next thing you know, she's like, okay. And then boom, she's over there. All right, so let's keep going. Back to Candace.
Year-old to have photos taken. She's helping her because she's just so beautiful.
So let me back it up a little bit so y'all can get the full context, because this is so important.
Back to know about this girl at this time. Maybe her father's in her life since. I don't know. So what exactly was her stated goal? Well, I can at least tell you what that last weird text exchange was about, the one where Erika tells her not to drink and to suck her stomach in tonight, wherever they're going tonight. People assume that they had gone somewhere together, but no, that exchange is actually in reference to Erika then having sent this 15-year-old to have photos taken, to have photos taken, to have photos taken. She sent this.
See, this is the crazy thing right here. Why are you sending a 15-year-old girl to have photos taken? Did she ever aspire to be in photography? No. This is what Epstein type of people do. Like, if you just look at Ghislaine Maxwell, I want y'all to think about this. Ghislaine Maxwell, her primal job, main job was to go into malls, go into environments where there's a lot of young girls, and go to them and say, "Oh my God, you look like a model." That's how they get the young girls. They go to the malls. "Oh my God, your friend looks like she's a model. Hey, are you a model?" And the girl's like, "No, I'm not a model. I'm just a 15-year-old girl that is just in the mall." "Oh my God, here's my card. I think you can be a model. I think you can be a singer or whatever." Next thing you know, she's like, "Okay, don't tell your parents." "Okay, I'm not going to tell my parents." Because you already know with 15-year-olds, they don't never want to tell their parents stuff. They always think their parents are against the 15-year-old, right? So next thing you know, "Here's my card. Don't tell your parents." Okay, cool. Next thing you know, she calls the lady, Ghislaine Maxwell, and she invites her where? To take pictures. Next thing you know, she's sucked in to the industry. Now she's doing corn. She's doing all kinds of stuff. And unbeknownst to her parents. And now, guess what? Her parents don't even know who she is. She goes missing. And they look at her as she's a runaway. No, she just got traffic lighted. So the thing about it is, this industry has been the same for decades. You meet a young girl, you say she's pretty, and then you set her up with a camera guy and she's gone. That's it. All right. It's grooming. It's literal grooming. So let's keep going. And everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Oh, I forgot. I got a song. I keep forgetting.
Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button.
All right. So let's go. Hit the like button, y'all.
15-year-old to have photos taken. She's helping her because she's just so beautiful get into maybe some modeling. That's at least how she presented it to her. So after telling her how beautiful and perfect her lips were, she then sets her up with a photographer, a friend of Erika's. Erika, she says, arranged the entire thing.
Why and how does Erika have time to, one, set anybody up with a photographer, and then two, arrange the whole thing? Now, at this particular time, she wasn't CEO of Turning Point USA, so I'm not saying she is that busy, but as you can see, with all the things that Erika has been doing, why and how do you have time to be setting her up with a model agency? Let me let y'all see something. Let me see if I can find this video. Let me see if I can find this video, because what happens with young women, they get in certain industries or they get done a certain way. Now you feel this insatiable need to do somebody else the same way. Check this out.
Anybody can be a predator.
Okay, so listen to this. This is what Usher did to. I'm gonna let y'all hear.
If
Watch
he
it.
can be a predator, then anybody can be a predator. You feel what I'm saying? Like, people look at Usher, they don't see that. They're not seeing the victim. They're not seeing that boy that got rushed to the hospital. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart.
See, Usher was victimized himself, because I personally think Erika Kirk was victimized. I have yet to do the video of the thing that's on her hand. We all have seen the thing that is on her hand. Are y'all aware of the thing that's on her hand? It looks like some type of branding, but I never wanted to talk about it because mainly the branding could have simply been some type of sorority stuff. So I didn't want to offend anybody in the sorority world where, you know, they get the Omega sign branded on their arm or whatever. So I kept telling Allie and other people, like, yo, I don't know what that is. And I don't want to turn around and say, hey, she's been branded, because it might offend somebody in the sorority world, right? But she's been branded by somebody in her skin. So y'all don't know what I'm saying? Okay, I'll get into that in a minute. But I want y'all to think about this. We all know that no matter how famous Usher is, Usher was R-worded and victimized by Diddy. We all know that. That is a fact, right? So somebody that has been victimized by a Diddy, an Epstein, or whatever, wouldn't you look at them and say, oh my God, I would never want somebody to go through what I went through? No, it's the opposite. When you've been victimized, you can't fight the person that victimized you. So you take it out in victimizing another person. That's how you get it off of you. That's how you get the stench off of you. That's how you get the trauma off of you. Didn't Diddy give Usher it? Hey, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm not going to get into that, because that cannot be proven who gave who an STD. So I'm not going to get into that. But just remember what I'm about to play you. Keep in mind, Diddy victimized Usher. So watch what Usher does.
Part when he took Justin Bieber there. Oh. Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there. Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship.
Handed him to him.
Temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours.
So Usher was victimized by Diddy. Everybody in the industry said, stay away from Diddy, Justin Bieber. So Justin Bieber's management was like, you cannot do anything with Diddy because he's a PDF file, right? Everybody in the industry knew this about Diddy. He liked boys and all this other shit, right? So next thing you know, Diddy got Usher, just like somebody got Erika Kirk to go and scout a young person and send the young person to the older person. Because like I say all the time, in most of these situations, it takes somebody else to be the conduit to get the young person to the older person. The older person, the Epstein or the Diddy, they can't just walk up and say, hey, I want you, come with me. They're going to be like, this is kind of weird. You're 50, right? So you get the 30-year-old person, whether they're male or female, to get the so it's like the 50-year-old person needs to 25-year-old person to get the 15-year-old person. I'll say it again. The 55-year-old person needs a 25-year-old person to go get the 15-year-old person to be okay with being around the 55-year-old person. Usher, 25. Justin Bieber, 15. Diddy, 50. Same thing with Erika Kirk. So it's a cycle. It's a process. It's a system. So let me back it up because this is very important. This is exactly my assumption. What Erika Kirk seems to be doing with girls as Usher did with Justin Bieber.
The intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there. Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute. But it wasn't until Usher took over management.
See, you gotta get the 25-year-old to gain the trust of the 15-year-old.
And had guardianship. And gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him.
And let me say, y'all, let me give y'all something that y'all didn't know about this whole system right here. Diddy wanted Justin Bieber so badly where Usher and somebody named Scooter Braun started a record company and never signed another soul except for Justin Bieber. That's what happened. Literally. Usher started a record company with Scooter Braun. That's another executive. Specifically to trick Justin Bieber into signing with Usher. It wasn't even a real record company. And then once he signed with Usher, Usher got guardianship from his parents and said, hey, I am Usher. Look at me. I'm Usher. Usher, Usher, Usher. And the parents was like, oh my God, I want to take guardianship of your son and I want to make him my little brother. And they started hanging out like this. And he became his guardian. And when you're the guardian of the little boy has to do whatever you tell him to do. So now he's not only working for Usher, he's the guardian, right? And now he sends him over to Diddy. And Diddy literally ruins this little boy's life. Do y'all see the system? This is an actual system. Shout out to Andy. Everyone needs to listen to the tribute song to Charlie Kirk called I'll Be Your David. Candace Owens. I'll Be Your David. It came out less than 24 hours ago, and it's a tearjerker. R.I.P. Charlie. I'll check it out. I'll Be Your David. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. Thank you so much, Andy. I'll check that out for sure. That's interesting. I'll Be Your David. Okay. So let's keep going because this mess is wacky. But this is the system. I'm showing y'all the system that Epstein was using, that Diddy was using. And somebody is possibly using the same system with Erika Kirk. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to hit the like button. Everybody, make sure to hit the like button. Yes, it was a nice song. Okay.
It promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. To take another boy, another talented boy.
As a replacement, y'all.
And put him in your place so it ain't gotta be you no more.
Mila Kunis has allegedly moved out of the home she shares with Ashton Kutcher because she is aware of the fact that horrible information about Ashton and Diddy together, as well as video footage of the two of them together, is about to be released.
Ashton Kutcher was another person that Diddy utilized as the young person that gets all of the women, and then he would bring the girls or the tadpoles to Diddy. Diddy used Ashton Kutcher and Usher the same exact ways, because Diddy was known for being the diddler even back then. A lot of other people are learning, but everybody in the industry already knew. So they use Ashton Kutcher or Usher as a young buck to go bring in the young tadpoles. And Erika seems like the same type of situation. All right, so let's keep going. I just wanted to give y'all an understanding of the context.
Sent this 15-year-old to have photos taken, to have photos taken, to have photos taken. She sent this 15-year-old to have photos taken. She's helping her because she's just so beautiful, get into maybe some modeling. That's at least how she presented it to her. So after telling her how beautiful and perfect her lips were, she then sets her up with a photographer, a friend of Erika's. Erika, she says, arranged the entire thing. Then after what maybe love bombing her, we describe it, then sends her to meet up with this male photographer. And Jillian said that this photographer was kind of creepy. She's trying to remember his name. She says she remembers it began with an R, and he was kind of shorter, chubbier. And yeah, I'd say, yeah, Jillian, that's pretty creepy. Any photographer who is taking photos of a 15-year-old without their parents' consent is a creep. I would also similarly say that any person who is arranging for photographs to be taken of a 15-year-old girl without explicit permission from that person's mother
is also a creep, i.e. Erika Kirk.
Is a total creep. So Erika, having done this, is completely and utterly creepy. It's creepy. It makes no sense.
It makes sense to me because we got to look at Erika's DNA. Erika has the DNA of Jeffrey Epstein. I'm not saying she is, but she has the same DNA of Jeffrey Epstein. Quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Way of healing is sweeping. This just in, a new way of healing is sweeping the country, and it's a card game called Like Mother, Like Daughter. This game is powerful.
My favorite question was, if you could parent me all over again, what would you change? This card game has a mother deck and a daughter deck, so we both have questions for each other. These are some good questions.
Do you think I'm a people pleaser? If so, where did I get this trait from?
This card game actually helped my marriage, and the questions showed me that I still had unresolved issues with my mom, and I was taking them out on my husband.
If you don't do anything else, buy this card game. You won't regret it. Click the link below.
Like mother, like daughter, we are the same. You'll see when we play this game.
All right. Here we go.
It makes no sense. I will not allow people to say that it makes sense in some context. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. I asked, did she speak to your mother? She said, no, she never spoke to my mother. This was.
And right here, she says, has she spoke to her mother? And she said, no, she hasn't spoken to her mother. And situations like this is the reason why I created my Like Mother, Like Daughter card game. And this is half a commercial and half part of the content. Okay. So I want y'all to listen because this is very important. A lot of women do not get along well with their mothers. And what happens is they're easily able to get pulled away from their homes because of their non-relationship or their tumultuous relationship with their mothers. And a lot of you watching, y'all might have 15-year-old daughters, 12-year-old daughters, 9-year-old daughters. And as they get older, as they get more hormonal, guess what? Y'all start clashing. And in that clashing, if you don't understand your daughter or you don't, facilitate a safe space for your daughter, and you might be like, well, I'm your mother and you need to listen to me. You could turn around and lose your daughter to an Erika Kirk, to one of these weirdos, because like I said, they catch these girls in the mall. all the time. So there's always somebody in the mall, somebody on the world, whether it's a boy or whether it's a man, that can turn around and manipulate your daughter away from you. But if you were to utilize my mother-daughter card game and simply build a better rapport with your daughter, build a better understanding with what your daughter is going through, because a lot of times we as parents, because I got daughters myself, we can just be stubborn and be like, well, it's what I tell you to do, and then that's it. Next thing you know, she's like, you know what? My mother doesn't understand me. My father doesn't understand me. And then they'll go out in the world looking for somebody better that would understand them. And next thing you know, they get caught up in a situation where she's a model or wants to be a model, and she's sucked into the blank industry, unbeknownst to her, all because her parents did not understand her. So if you're a mother, because this is a mother-daughter card game, so I'm talking to the fathers also, but specifically to the mothers, because the reason why I came out with this card game first is because most children are under the leadership and tutelage specifically of their mother. There's a lot of single parents out there. There's a lot of divorced mothers out there. So the majority of children live in the house with their mothers. So the relationship that a woman or a young woman has with her mother is paramount. And a lot of y'all don't have great relationships with either your mother, or a lot of y'all don't have great relationships with your daughter. So get this card game to keep your kids from wandering off thinking that you don't understand her. This is bigger than just Erika Kirk, Diddy, or Epstein. This is about our own families, our own family dynamic, and keeping our own kids safe. So if you have a daughter, get this card game. It is like therapy in a box. It will help save you and your daughter's relationship from going off the rails and her turning around and just saying, I'm ready to move out early. Because forget about Epstein stuff. It could be simply your mother. It could be simply your daughter just not liking you, and she moves out too early. And she falls into some type of problem, and she doesn't think she can call you to bail her out of the problem that she put herself in. Because she might be like, you know what? Because of my mother's ego, I'm not going to call her. I'm just going to figure it out. And then she ends up homeless, end up living with a dude, end up pregnant, ends up with a single mother at a young age, ends up looking crazy, or ends up, getting in one of these industries simply because her and her mother doesn't really get along with each other. So make sure to get this card game in order to save your daughter from you. I'll say it again. Get this card game to save your daughter from you. Because a lot of you are stubborn. A lot of you think what I say goes and that's it. No. Put a 1 in the chat if you grew up with a tumultuous relationship with your mother. Put a 1 in the chat if you grew up with a tumultuous relationship with your own mother. You don't think that you are going to have a tumultuous relationship with your own daughter if you had a tumultuous relationship with your mother? The cycle is going to continue. You just described my last relationship, bro. Her mom kicked her out. Yes, most women, white and black, start their lives off, their adulthood off, getting kicked out of their mother's house. Put a 1 in the chat. Look at all these ones. Look at all these ones. Look at my father. See, look at my father was amazing. See, look at all these ones. All these women have had tumultuous relationships with their mothers. So the thing about it is, you think you are immune to having a tumultuous relationship with your daughter? So if you're a woman and doesn't have daughters, make sure to get this card game so you can fix your tumultuous relationship with your mother. Because with all the things that we're talking about, it comes from trauma. It comes from not trusting our own parents. So we go out in the world trusting some adult that isn't our parent, and then they end up getting M-worded, R-worded, or trafficked. So this might sound crazy, but playing this card game with your daughter can literally keep your daughter from getting trafficked. And that might sound crazy because none of us wants our own kids to get trafficked. I got daughters myself. But at the end of the day, if you don't build that relationship with your daughter, like Valentine's Day is coming up Saturday, right? I'm taking my kids out for Valentine's Day. I'm reinforcing the love for my kids by going with them on Valentine's Day. I'm not spending Valentine's Day with a woman that I'm dating. I'm spending Valentine's Day with my babies. And I'm buying them flowers. I'm buying them okay, let me start over. I'm not buying them flowers. I'm buying them candy. I'm taking them out to eat. I'm buying them teddy bears. I'm buying them balloons. I'm doing all that stuff because I'm reinforcing that feeling of being loved by her daddy. We have to reinforce these things, y'all, because sometimes things can kind of like fall off and you don't even know it as a parent. Your mother probably isn't even aware of how much she traumatized you. Put a 1 in the chat for that. Put a 1 in the chat if you think your mother is not aware of how much she traumatized you. Put a 1 in the chat if you are understanding that your mother does not even know how much she traumatized you. This card game will help her see you. So let's get back to the content. I didn't want to go too far with that, but I think it's so important because I have daughters of my own and they have a great relationship with their mother. And my own daughters played this card game with their mother too. So not only am I the creator of this card game, my daughters use this card game. Okay. I can play the video if y'all want. I'll do that later. Let's keep going with the content. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to hit the hype button and make sure to share this video with anybody that would love to see this content.
It's happening on the phone. Her mom's probably thinking she's just on Instagram speaking to whoever.
See, her mother's just thinking she's just on Instagram with whoever. She needs to be in her daughter's face to see who she's on the phone with. But when you don't have a good relationship with your daughter's going to slam the door in your face like, Ma, get out of my room. Ma, leave me alone. And you're just like, yo, I just want to see. No, you're just trying to take over my life. You're trying to control me. And you're like, I'm just trying to find out what's going on. No, because she doesn't trust you. Just like you didn't trust your mother. But guess what? Your mother had trust issues as an adult.
People to say that it makes sense in some contexts. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. I asked, did she speak to your mother? She said, no, she never spoke to my mother. This was happening on the phone. Her mom's probably thinking she's just on Instagram speaking to whoever. And she's not even considering that this is happening. So what does all of this sound like? It sounds to me like every parent's worst nightmare. Your kid has a phone. They get social media accounts. They're making friends over the internet. And the next thing you know, you find out that there's a man at night, if Erika's message is to be believed, who's taking photos of them.
See?
So
and her mother doesn't even know because she most likely doesn't have a great relationship with her mother. But if you played this card game with your daughter and y'all bonded a little bit more and y'all get an understanding of what each other wants and needs instead of just you, boom, she probably wouldn't go to the photographer, or she would at least bring it up with you because she trusts you and says, hey, what do you think about me going this photographer? And she's going to be like, baby, you're 15. No. Or even better, I'll go with you. If you want to do this, I'll go with you. So you both go to the photographer. What about that? Next thing you know, the daughter's like, wow, you understand me. You're not trying to control me. You're supportive of me. And you both go to the photographer instead of just saying no. That's what I'm saying.
I'll ask the question, the obvious question here. How much smoke before we are allowed to confirm that it seems there may be a fire?
Facts.
Because everything in Erika Kirk's story, which we will more thoroughly present to you in the weeks to come, has proximity to child trafficking scandals and proximity to charities and involvement with charities that had trafficking scandals.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all got to understand. They are after your daughters. Whoever they is, you can say this person or that person, this entity or that entity. They are after our daughters. I make sure my daughters are on point every opportunity I get because I know they are after my daughters just like they are after your daughters. And we got to build the bond and keep that bond solid because they are after our daughters, y'all.
And abuse scandals, sometimes literal proximity, by the way,
let's see. All right, you say you have a question. What's your question? Can you put it in the super chat? Because I don't want to not see your question and I don't want you to think I ignored it. So put it in super chat and I'll answer your question. So I want to answer your question, but you got to put it in super chat. Because if I don't see it, you're going to think I'm ignoring you. And it may be because I don't see it. But a super chat will put color behind your words like this. See? When you put color behind your words, now I can actually see it and I will stop the show and answer your question. So put in super chat and I'll check it out. And speaking of super chat, shout out to Christopher. Breaking, Tyler Robinson confessed in court he dated. Wait, what? Whoa. Are you serious? Christopher, right now, you just joking. Are you trolling me? Wait, what? Tyler Robinson confessed that he dated Erika Kirk? Is this true? Hold on, y'all.
The roommate told police that the roommate received messages from I am filing a criminal info Robinson. I am filing about the shooting. And he did provide those messages to police. On September 10th, 2025, the roommate received a text.
Okay. I got to look that up. I don't know if this is true or not, but yeah, I need to let the Scooby-Doo team know. Yo, hold on. Because this is crazy. Hold on. Yo, can y'all do some research on this? Somebody just said in my chat that Tyler Robinson used to date Erika Kirk. Y'all let me know if this is true or not. I don't know. Okay. That's absolutely crazy. I don't know. Somebody said that. I don't know. I don't know. That can't be true, but somebody may be trolling. So let's keep going. That's absolutely crazy. But guess what? It's believable because of what she's doing with this girl. Somebody said bro is like 22. Do y'all not realize that Erika Kirk is like 5-6 years older than Charlie Kirk? Erika Kirk is 5-6 years older than Charlie Kirk. So what's wrong with that? Let's see. How old is Tyler Robinson?
Tyler James Robinson.
He's not Tadpole. It's definitely believable because look what she's doing with this 15-year-old.
I think I've mentioned this. Turning Point USA's headquarters, incredibly, maybe I haven't mentioned it.
Listen.
They're almost directly across the street from the #1 human and child sex trafficking location in Arizona, a place called Arizona Mills. If you're in Arizona, everyone goes, oh yeah, I know what that is. Everybody knows about Arizona Mills. Who picked this location for a student activist organization? Was
Tyler
Erika the real
Boyer.
estate agent? And actually, I do know who handpicked it.
Tyler
I was
Boyer.
around for that. It was Tyler Boyer. He's
Tyler
like a
Boyer.
proud 5th generation, I think he says, Arizona.
Tyler Boyer has sexual allegations just like all the other people. Tyler Boyer is Erika Kirk, is Jeffrey Epstein. All these people are the same damn people.
And he grew up in its backyard, right, Chandler, Gilbert area. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that he was familiar with the reputation of Arizona Mills. Tracy Martin, Erika's best friend, she's also has been involved in charity work for trafficking victims via Dream City Church, which we mentioned to you. And that actually makes sense because Dream City Church runs Phoenix Dream Center. Phoenix Dream Center, according to their website, is a center.
And we got 4 people that just bought the card game. Thank you so much. We got 4 people that just bought my mother-daughter card game. Thank you. I appreciate you.
That provides residential rehabilitation, shelter, and care for victims of human trafficking. Wow, everyone is so amazing. So amazing. They just can't get enough of trying to help these trafficking victims. It says that they provide affordable housing for men and women that are in transition after having been trafficked. They give them food, they give them clothing. Nothing to see there because it's a charity. You can't question a charity. Turning Point USA is a charity. You can't question a charity.
Can't question a charity. Do you see that everybody affiliated with Tyler Boyer and Erika Kirk have some type of Tadpole traffic light charity? They all do. They all have some type of Tadpole traffic light charity. And what are they really doing with these tadpoles? And again, the young lady who wanted to ask a question, she did not ask the question, or did you? I didn't see it. So I just want to stop for a second. Kamal, I think your name was. What's your question? You said you have a question. What's your question? Remember the girl that said she wanted to ask a question? Where's the question? Ask the question. I don't see another super chat. What's the question?
Stacey Sheridan, who has been playing the role of Erika Kirk's mother, we recently discovered worked under Jeffrey Epstein's friend, Kenneth
So let's look into this. Some of y'all may think I'm reaching when I said, because I posted the thumbnail, and the thumbnail says Erika Epstein. I said, is Erika Epstein? So some of y'all may think I'm jumping out the window by saying that. Check this out, y'all.
Affordable housing for men and women that are in transition, after having been trafficked. They give them food, they give them clothing. Nothing to see there because it's a charity. You can't question a charity. Turning Point USA is a charity. You can't question a charity. Stacey Sheridan, who has been playing the role of Erika Kirk's mother.
So Stacey Sheridan works with Jeffrey Epstein. See, I don't just say stuff. Oh, you dropped the question? Okay, I'm gonna read the question in a second. Thank you. So Stacey Sheridan worked with Epstein. So Erika Kirk may have been around Epstein also, because if her and Stacey Sheridan are just like this, you don't think Stacey Sheridan is not bringing her around Epstein before he died, before he went to jail? If she works directly with Jeffrey Epstein? And this is what I'm saying. Every single person that Erika Kirk employs is in some type of adjacent way close to Jeffrey Epstein. You can't make this shit up.
We recently discovered worked under Jeffrey Epstein's friend, Kenneth Starr. at Pepperdine University. By the way, I can't find a trace of her actually at Pepperdine University aside from her resume where she says she worked there for 8 years. But
all right, so let me answer the question. Let's see. Okay. That's why they all have charities with the traffic lights. It's because they can mentor the victims and keep them silent. That's a fact. Wait, you said you asked your question. That's somebody. This is Colleen's question. Okay, I'm going to keep going, but Kamal, you just said you asked the question. And I checked the super chat and it's this. And it's this. So wait. And this. So I don't know where your question is. So I'm trying to ask your question, but I don't see your question. So ask your question. I just don't want to seem like I'm ignoring you when you say you got a question. I'm still waiting on your question. You said you posted it. I don't see it. Okay.
In Ken the Star's office. But the point is that for almost a decade, she worked for Ken Starr at the exact same time that he was working with Jeffrey Epstein. But Stacey Sheridan is not Erika's real mom. Lori is Erika's real mother. We had mentioned to you this desert spirit tech company that she was running, Lori was running on a Native American reservation. And boy, were we hit with a lot of emails about, you guessed it, high instances of children and girls being trafficked off of that specific reservation where the office is not located.
So let's keep going. Let's keep going past this. What is it? All right. So I want to show y'all this too.
No, these people have always been in power. They've been backed by the bankers. And what he's referring to, what they follow is the Egyptian Book of the Dead. They've kept this, okay? This is what they follow, spells, rituals, and they do believe in the self. They believe that they can make themselves gods by violating nature. So
violating nature. Just in case you're wondering how they justify this behavior of doing all this stuff to tadpoles, whether it's the traffic lights or eating them or whatever, it's a way to become a god. They literally violate nature, and violating nature is what puts them in a position where they feel like they're this godlike person. So violating nature is the goal. So you may say, oh my God, why do they do this? That's why they do this. They want to become a god. Some idiot told them, do this to a tadpole and you'll become a god, which is stupid. But this is the reason why they do it. What's up, Allie?
part of their ritual is to harm the innocent, is to harm the innocent, is to harm the innocent, because that's unnatural. It's unnatural to harm and that's what they're doing. I want you to know that. I want you to just put that in the back of your mind and to pay attention to that, and why I urge you guys to get your children out of these schools. I think as a society waking up all around the world.
Somebody said no sound. Sound is fine. Okay.
The fact that these people have always been in power. And it's pretty scary that they've been in power, they're in charge of our military. Psychological operations. So in 1986, regarding this guy, the San Francisco police began investigating allegations, not surprisingly, of sexual abuse in connection with the Army's Child Development Center, which is based in San Francisco. A girl came forward.
Child Development Center, y'all. Child Development Center. Do you see this mess? Child Development Center. This is what they do. There's always some type of child development center or helping children, and they get access to them. Yeah, I gotta say Tadpole, sorry.
In 1987, and she identified him, Aquino, as the culprit. An investigation was launched. The police believed she was telling the truth, but they had to close the case because of insufficient evidence that was found, even though she was able to describe the house where she was taken to.
Boy Scouts of America, 1000% is disgusting. Yes.
They said there was insufficient evidence. Now, it's worth noting that Michael Aquino was trained At Fort Huachuca. Yeah, Fort Huachuca.
Michael Aquino, who was a devil worshiper guy, he was trained at Fort Huachuca. What in the hell?
We've now established is the hub for intel operations, and there have been a lot of scandals that have happened at Fort Huachuca, and man, did we all endure and survive a psychological operation when Mitch Snow came and told us that he saw Brian Harpole and he saw Erika Kirk at Fort Huachuca in the days leading up to Charlie's assassination, different days, and you're just not going to believe a relationship that they are not severing. I just find it weird, like where they're having discussions about whether or not they should let Tucker speak on the stage. But I want to have discussions. Like if I'm a board member, I don't think they're going to consider me for it. But I'm open to it. Turning Point USA, I'm open to it. Shoot my shot of young men.
And this is what I'm saying. Every time you turn around, is some nasty ass church, and they're doing this.
At Greg Laurie, there's been a number of lawsuits filed against Harvest Christian Fellowship, the founder, Greg Laurie, and also the churches related to alleged abuse of young men at a children's home in Romania. Okay,
in Romania. So it's like every time you turn around, they're doing something with tadpoles. And to add a little bit more understanding of what I'm saying, I want to show y'all this. Y'all seen this before, but not with this type of context.
Recruited at a very young age. How did they
just that wording right there? You were recruited at a very young age. This is still Turning Point USA. This is still Erika Kirk.
take you guys to bars in Scottsdale? Because I remember in your video you said that you guys took a bus that had like stripper poles on it.
Right.
And then they took you out and got you drunk.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got them.
A lot of party buses have stripper poles in it, but like to have like a Christian conservative company,
though. That's where I was
take underage kids that are 17,
and that's what I also
out in
didn't know.
Scottsdale. How did they get
Right.
you into bars in Scottsdale?
So that's one thing. And I'm just showing y'all that it's a trend. Here's another thing right here.
was 17 at CPAC. When I was 17 at CPAC. When I was 17 at CPAC. So when I was 17, I go to CPAC and I'm a high schooler. Turning Point brings all these like high school and college students.
What?
All these like high school and college students.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got them.
Not like super monitored. And there's these politicians and there's these media figures and all of these adults who said like have access to these college and high school kids. Me and two other girls, they were in college. We got invited to a party. I'm 17. We go to this party and it's in like a penthouse suite, like way up fancy.
And this is Turning Point USA. Turning Point USA. Keep that in mind.
Near a hotel.
What she's saying sounds exactly like what Diddy was doing when he was inviting women up to the Diddy parties. Was Turning Point literally a reincarnation of Diddy parties? They all use the same playbooks. Exactly.
Like a you turn in your phone kind of party.
Whoa.
So
just like with the Diddy parties.
You at the door, there's like a bouncer, turn in your phone, go inside. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm at a party. Like, wow. And there's at least one senator there. There was
Like
several
Diddy
people
party.
you'd recognize from Fox News. And then just other people that I didn't know who were just probably within that world. And there were not like other young people there. Like this wasn't like a party thrown for minors or for college kids.
Interesting.
So what haunts me to this day is that in retrospect, none of them even bat an eye at a 17-year-old being there.
I'm just showing y'all that if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck. And that was when Charlie Kirk was in charge. So, hold on. That's my question. Okay, Mr. Let Go. My question is, why can't cuss out Erika Kirk? Huh? Why can't why we can't cuss out Erika Kirk. I don't know. Why do you? I don't understand. Okay, cussing her out is not going to change anything. We have to rally for her to go to prison. So cussing her out is not going to change nothing. We have to put ourselves in a position where we can push a narrative that gets the attorney general or not attorney general, gets the district attorney, to actually call this woman in for questioning and indict her. So I'll say it again. Cussing out Erika Kirk makes no sense. But us pushing this type of content out, pushing this narrative out, sharing this type of information with other parents of 15-year-olds, and us putting pressure on the people that we vote for in our cities and in our states, change legislation that puts PDF files in prison and not just in jail, because a lot of them, they get out of jail easily because the legislation is loose. And we have to literally start going to our district and say, hey, I have a problem with this. I have a problem with that. Some of y'all are in Arizona. Erika Kirk isn't in Atlanta. She's in Arizona, as far as I know. You can go to your district attorney and say, hey, why isn't Erika Kirk brought up on charges? At least questioned, not just about Charlie Kirk's death, but with all this PDF file behavior surrounding Turning Point USA. That's what we can do. And that's what I'm here to do. Because some people may say, oh, sitting around talking about Erika Kirk is not going to help. I'm pushing a narrative. I'm adding examples. I'm showing example out of example out of example to push a narrative that says Erika Kirk needs to at least be questioned, brought in and be questioned about what Turning Point USA is ultimately trying to do with having chapters in these schools. What are they trying to do? What are they trying to accomplish? Why do they keep working with all these PDF files? What are they doing? Because like I said, when it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck. How a district attorney cannot look at all of this evidence, because this is evidence. This can put Erika Kirk in prison. I contribute to, well, I'm just going to say it. I contributed to Diddy being in prison. Diddy is doing 4 years in prison right now. And I didn't do it. I'm not a lawyer, but I pushed enough of a narrative that caused the jury to say he was guilty. See, I'm thinking about the jury pool. See, once you become a part of the jury, any jury, they're going to say, don't watch YouTube videos. Don't watch TV. Don't watch the news. So you can't watch anything. So my job is to get in everybody's head about Erika Kirk before they form the jury, before they select the jury. So now it doesn't matter what they tell the jury what not to do. It's already embedded in their head about what they think about Erika Kirk. So if Erika Kirk was to actually be brought up on charges and she was to actually try to fight it, just like with Diddy, because they both are idiots, the jury will say she's guilty, just like the jury said Diddy is guilty. We did that because we control the narrative. That's why they're trying to silence the majority of us. I'm getting silenced now because I'm one of the few YouTube channels that are talking about trafficking. Everybody can talk about ballistics and all this other stuff. They're not going to have no problems. My channel is getting shadow banned because I keep talking about tadpole traffic lights. Because that is the thing that the majority of them are entertaining. And nobody wants to talk about it. Everybody else is afraid to talk about this. Everybody is afraid to talk about this subject. But I'm not. And I'm not going to stop. They can keep throttling my channel down. Y'all already know I'm used to getting like 2,000 people watching at one time because they're trying to silence me. They're trying to make me give up on talking about this and start talking about something else that's more palatable. And then my views will go back up, or my live views will go back up. The majority of you did not even get a notification. Am I right? I have to notify y'all myself. Put a 1 in the chat if you did not receive a notification from YouTube, not from me, but from YouTube. The majority of y'all didn't know notifications because my channel is getting shadow banned because I'm talking about tadpole traffic lights. But it is what it is. I understand what's going on. See, I accidentally found you. I'm not getting pushed out by YouTube because I'm talking about this traffic light stuff. See, ones. See, that's crazy. I just noticed. See, okay, one person got a notification. See, everybody getting ones. They did not get notified that I was going live. And this is what I'm saying. Another one. So a lot of people don't want to talk about this subject, but this subject is what's the most dear to me because I have daughters. I remember we went to a movie. Me and my daughters went to a movie, and the movie was about tadpole traffic lights, right? I forgot what movie it was. It was a good movie. And when we got out of the movie, in the movie theaters, I was like, hey, if I grabbed your jacket, what would you do? And it was wintertime. My daughter had a jacket on, and she was like, I don't know. I said, you got to run out of your jacket. And she was like, what does that mean? If somebody grabs you by your, the collar of your jacket, let your arms go and start running. It's kind of like run like the little kids was running in that movie Weapons. Remember the kids was running in the movie Weapons? They was running like this. If somebody grabs you by your collar of your jacket, you let your arms go and you can instantly run out of your jacket. Oh, Naruto. Yeah. And Naruto. Yeah. Naruto. He runs like that too. So you run like Naruto like this. If somebody grabs you by your collar, somebody like, hey, come here. You just run like that. And then you run out of your jacket. It's called running out of your jacket. So the thing about it is I always keep my daughters updated on anything that I think about. I'm like, hey, what would you do if this happens? I told my daughters, if you're getting gas, because my daughters are grown, if you're getting gas and a guy pulls up in a van and puts a gun to you and say, get in the van or I'm going to shoot you, what do? Let me ask y'all first, because my daughters know what to do. If you're at the gas station and a van pulls up and a guy jumps out with a pow and says, hey, get in the van or I'm a pow you, what do? I'm gonna see if y'all know. Spray them with gas. Oh, that's a good one. I like that. That's a great answer, but that's not the answer I'm looking for, but that's a great answer. Don't get in the van. Yes. Play the video I sent you. Hold on, let me see. So I told my daughters, just take the shot. Let's see. You didn't send me a video. Allie, I'm looking for it. What video? Where is it? I don't see a video. But what I told my daughters is, do not get in that van, spray them with gas, but take the shot. They was like, take the shot? I said, yeah. You mean let them shoot you? Yes. Why? Because one, they're not going to shoot you because you're in a crowded environment. Why would they just shoot you? They're not getting nothing out of it because you're going to you're not getting in the van. You're going to start screaming, and then it's going to be a gunshot. Bow. They're going to go straight to jail. So they're not going to shoot you. Hold on. This is the Usher video right here. Let's see. Oh, nah. That music right there might be copyrighted. So I see it. I'm not gonna you know what? I could play it without. No, I'm not gonna play it. I don't want no problems out of copyright because it's that music in the background. So the thing about it is, off topic, I noticed Epstein calls him Elvis. They say Elvis is DJT. Elvis is Donald Trump. So Elvis was a pedophile. So they're calling Donald Trump Elvis. That means Donald Trump is a pedophile. Yeah. Damn. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. They just outwardly saying it. But yeah, it is what it is. So my point is, I make sure on a normal basis, my kids are mentally and physically prepared for any type of danger. Because like I said, if you run up on me saying, get in a van, I'm not getting in the van. I'm just going to start hollering. I'm just going to help me. Because if you shoot me, you're going straight to jail because you just shot me, and you just shot me for no damn reason because I didn't get in the van. But if I get in the van, I'm gone. It's over. I'm dead. So I'm not getting in the dead. I'm not getting in the van. I don't give a damn what they did, what they do. So that was my point. So we have 132. All right, so I'm out of here. Make sure you get your card game. And y'all just remember, this is not just a product that I'm trying to sell y'all. This is me trying to help your family dynamic, or the young people in your family, or you yourself heal from, the distrust that we have for our mothers, or the distrust our kids have for us, because we all think we're the perfect parent. You could be doing everything right, but your daughter may have just a different Gen Z type of perspective that you don't understand. You have a different understanding than your Gen Z daughter. So y'all might have a great relationship, but playing this game will help you understand them from a Gen Z perspective. Because we got to save our daughters from these monsters, including Erika Kirk. What if Erika Kirk was flirting with your daughter? Would your daughter have went with Erika Kirk? Would your daughter have went to the photo thing without talking to you? My daughters wouldn't have, because I have so much of a good relationship with my daughters. But can you confidently say that your daughter could meet a famous man or woman, and he's like, you could be a star. Here's my card. Don't tell your mom. Don't tell your dad. Can you confidently say that they would tell you? Do you know? Do you have these conversations with your kids? Most of y'all don't. That's what this card game is for. So flat out put it out there like that. Yeah, they just put it out there like that. So I'll talk to y'all later. And I'm trying to make my live streams a little shorter. So I will see y'all later.
Healing is sweeping the country, and it's a card game called This just in, a new way of healing is sweeping the country, and it's a card game called Like Mother, Like Daughter. This game is powerful.
My favorite question was, if you could parent me all over again, what would you change? This card game has a mother deck and a daughter deck, so we both have questions for each other. These are some good questions.
Do you think I'm a people pleaser? If so, where did I get this trait from?
This card game actually helped my marriage, and the questions showed me that I still had unresolved issues with my mom, and I was taking them out on my husband.
If you don't do anything else, buy this card game. You won't regret it. Click the link below.
Like mother, like daughter, we are the same. You'll see when we play this game.
You sure enough can. She says, can I get the hit the like button song? You sure enough can. All right. Stay tuned for the hit the like button song. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. Everybody hit the like button.
Everybody, everybody hit the like button. 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 If you got something to say, drop it in the comments. Don't be acting afraid.
Drop fire emojis in the chat. Drop fire emojis in the chat. Drop fire emojis in the chat. Rewind.
Everybody hit the like button. 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 If you got something to say, drop it in the comments. Don't be acting afraid. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. If you got something to say, drop it in the comments. Don't be acting afraid. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know you at. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know you at. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know you at. Drop your city. Wet. Drop your city in the chat. What? Drop your city. What? Drop your city in the chat. Drop your city in the chat. What? Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button.